Adam, 1-1 draw with Kingsland in town. It's like last season. How do you view that performance?
Really pleased with that performance. I thought, we probably should have held on and won the game, to be honest. I think it was the one time we switched off in the whole game and we got punished for it, but that's what the best teams do. But I thought our performance really from start to finish was tremendous today. I thought good discipline, good organisation. I thought we restricted them to efforts on the break and chances from distance really. I can't really recall anything too clear cut all night, other than obviously the goal where they've got just in behind us. But from our side, full of positives. Still unbeaten. Obviously played the team that was so close to winning the league last year and finishing runners up, and felt we went toe to toe with them tonight. And just another game full of positives really for us.
You say we were on top. A standout performer, Miles Story, got man of the match and his first goal for Curzon. He said earlier in the season, when he first signed, that he wanted to tap into his goal scoring side. How good was it to see him getting his first goal?
Well, yeah, it was good, and to be fair, it was a great little bit of play. Posher won a big aerial duel, and then Adam Barton picked up seconds, and Miles, he was just on the move, ready to run in behind, and it was good time. It was a really good goal, and he finished it incredibly well. And I think if he keeps on getting into positions, he will score goals in this team. But I think his all-round effort really in these opening 3 games just show you what an honest lad he is. But he's got so much ability as well, and I thought he did incredibly well for us today, and hopefully getting that goal will just settle him down, and he'll go on and score a few more now.
We've now managed to score from set pieces, even directly from a set piece, and now through open play. Mm-hmm. Does it give you confidence that you can score from pretty much any situation?
Well, I think you have to. You've got to be a threat in open play and also from set plays in this league. And I think we've scored in every game, since we came back in pre-season, with the exception, I think, of the Halifax game. So, we'll always be a threat. We'll always create chances in open play and obviously from set plays. And hopefully it'd be nice for 1 goal to be enough to get 3 points. We haven't quite managed to get that first clean sheet yet, but listen, nothing away from the players. I think we've had a decent start to the season. We're still unbeaten. I think we've performed a hell of a lot better tonight against a good side than we did on Saturday. But Saturday we showed a side of us where we could still put something on the board despite not quite being at our best. Tonight we were very good, I felt, against a good side, full-time side, I must add. And bar us switching off on one occasion, we'd have got all 3 points tonight, and I think we would have deserved it, to be honest.
With you saying this is a fairly professional side, they look to try and play on the counter. Our defence marshalled them quite well up until the goal. How much confidence does that give you in your back line?
I'm always confident in not just the back line, but in the team generally. A defensive effort, it's from back to front. It starts with Cameron in the goal and it ends with whoever's at the top. Today was George. But I thought we looked controlled. Probably the thing that pleased me the most from a defensive point of view was we started the second half brightly, and then I think we lost possession midway through our half. It led to them getting a corner, and probably 10-15 minutes spell then they had where we were quite deep, finding it difficult to get up the pitch. Very similar to that spell after half time on Saturday, but what pleased me the most was we looked much more in control and much more composed today, and I think that ultimately resulted in us having that little bit of composure to make a couple of passes, get it into the wide players, and they then were able to get us up the pitch, and that just helped us to get a little bit more territory, get out, start asking a few more questions of their back line, and brought us back into the game. And obviously they had the man sent off late on, and we were unfortunate on a couple of occasions, particularly Jimmy's effort. The keeper's made a really good save. Otherwise, we would have got all 3. But look, it's more positives for us, and we're only going to get better. as the season goes on. So yeah, it's not a bad point for us.
Alex Kenyon, a stone wall in the middle of that back line. He, from blocking the ball to shielding the ball back to his keeper to passing it out wide, he could almost do everything today.
Yeah, he was good. That's why we brought him in, because he's a good player. He's obviously got tremendous experience and knows the game, played at a very good level and had success in his career. So he knows what it takes. And we obviously went with the same 11 to start the game today, but we just changed it up a little bit, and he just fits seamlessly in there between Devon and Posher, and just showed his composure and defended, put his body on the line when he needed to, cleared his lines properly when he had to, and he's obviously always backs himself in possession. So I thought he had a very good game, and equally I thought Devon and Posher were superb as well. Some of the defending when they got sucked into the wide areas in 1v1s against Stevens and Ponticelli that are good players. Thought they showed real composure and athleticism to get into them wide areas and defend well in 1v1s, and just generally individually and collectively I couldn't really fault the performance of any of the players tonight. I thought from back to front to a man, everybody put a shift in, and that's what we expect now, game after game.
As you touched on before, Jimmy Spencer once again made an appearance today off the bench, almost scoring into the top corner. That would have been quite amazing to see, especially with the tough time he's had. Yeah,
that's why he's here, though, isn't it? To score goals. And look, he's frustrated because he's chomping to play, and he probably can play, to be fair. But it's. When he first got his injury, we felt it could be a lot longer than it's been. Today it's only 4 weeks. I think it's testament to him as a lad, and just how kind of he looks after himself and the work he's done to try and get it to the point it's at now, that he's even back on the pitch already. To be fair, there's obviously, when you've got a player of his quality sat behind you, there's that tendency to want to throw him in, and and at some point we obviously will do, because he's the best number 9 in the league. And I keep saying it, but I believe it. I think it's the truth. But I thought George Waring today, playing up there, I thought he was absolutely outstanding. We signed him as a striker last year and it didn't quite work out, and he's found himself playing at centre half, and he's been outstanding for us there. And he went up there second half on Saturday and made an impact, and helped us kind of finish the game strong. And we opted to start with him up there today, and I thought he was tremendous. Gave us platforms and gave us a focal point, and just helped us get up the pitch at times. And obviously then bringing Jimmy on late on, because George had absolutely run himself into the ground. We've got options within this group, so it's a good thing that we don't have to rush Jimmy. At some point he will come back into it, and he's not a bad player to be bringing back into any team. But I think it's credit to the rest of the players that we're still unbeaten. We've scored in every game, and we've looked to threat in games, and we've played very, very well at Darlington, very well again tonight, okay in patches on Saturday, without what is a key player for us. So it just shows the strength that we've got and the mentality that we've got in the group. And if people keep on playing well, then Jimmy's going to be even more frustrated, isn't he?
Yeah. Later on today, you saw 2 red cards, one for a coaching staff and one for one of their players, a goal scorer in fact. Did you feel they had an effect later on in the game?
Possibly, with a man on the pitch getting sent off. Look, I guess if it were one of my lads, I'd be frustrated. But it's the new rules, and the new rules have been made clear to everybody. I'd be annoyed at my player if he were kicking the ball away, knowing the new rules, already on a yellow card. It's just a bit stupid, really, and he is a good player. So I'm glad to see him go off. I think he got sent off against us last year as well, to be honest. But I didn't see what happened on the touchline. Not really all that bothered, to be honest. It's obviously frustrating at times for everybody, particularly when you think that decisions maybe aren't going your way, but we've been told that we've got to kind of bottle it up a little bit, and some people are obviously better at doing that than others. So what goes on with their cards and discipline, and it's not really anything to do with me.
Finally, Saturday game away at Buxton. We lost last time, but looking to turn that around, looking to continue his unbeaten streak.
Well, yeah, I hope the officials do the job right this year, because we had 2 goals disallowed, last year, and I got a phone call on the Monday morning. Fair play to them, saying that they got it wrong. So, if we'd have got them 3 points, we might have got in the playoffs last year. So, these things do matter. But joking aside, it's obviously a tough game. They've recruited well, and they finished the season incredibly well under Craig Elliott. He's a very experienced manager at this level and generally gets his teams there or thereabouts. So it's going to be tough, but we've shown already this season, and for many parts last season, that we're a good side. We've got good players. We've got a real grittiness about us to not be easy to play against and not be easy to beat. And obviously going away, I think you're always underdogs. But we'll prepare, get ready on Thursday, train well, and go there looking for another good result.
Cheers, Adam.
Cheers.